show live from the BXNY.
Yes, welcome. Thank you, DJ Calzinier.
Yeah.
Commercial-free music break. Definitely.
You already know.
If you're just now tuning in, welcome to DSN's
Press
Day.
Day. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Mic is up a little bit. Yeah, I'm
We
definitely
got special
excited.
guests in the building.
Definitely, we have Mr. Ill Mind in the building and Joell Ortiz in the building.
Yo, thank you.
You already know.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being here, and
Yes, thank you for coming.
just
Yeah.
delighted to have you guys here just to share your story here with us. Wow,
Thank you.
where did this all begin? You two.
You want me to tell it?
Okay.
No?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Clash of the Titans type shit, you know?
Shout to well, me and Joell first met at the homie Static Selector's crib.
Okay, shout out to Status Selector.
Nice.
Yeah,
You know
so
what I
this was years back. Static was working on an album with this artist named Jared Evan, and Stat
Shout
brought
out
me
to
in to
Jared.
mix the project. So I came through, and Joell was just leaving. I guess he had a session with Stat too, so I was like, first time meeting Joell, already a fan of his music, familiar with his catalog, and he was already familiar with mine. So, I pulled him to the side, like, yo, can you stick around? I want to play you some beats or whatever. Played him some beats. He picked a few. We exchanged phone numbers, and from there we just became friends and just never stopped working since. And then that turned into working Slaughterhouse stuff, House Slippers album, and then now Human.
Yes.
Wow.
Human, I
House
definitely
Slippers.
dig it.
You already know.
Definitely dig the Human album.
Thank you.
I definitely.
Joel, what's good with you though, Brody?
Right.
I'm all right, man. How you feeling, man?
Everything's
I was
good.
looking for you just now. I'm like, he like the Wizard of
Yeah,
Oz.
word, right? Like, yeah. I'm in the cut
Voice
and
in
shit.
there.
Like,
There you
word,
go.
there's so much going on and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Everything
definitely.
is good.
Well,
Everything's good.
tell us, how
Come
was
about.
Human born?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, basically, like it was said, we've been friends for a while.
Mhm.
I always wanted to work with him. We've worked in the past, but I wanted to kind of like get in there and rock out with him and catch a vibe with him. So when I came off my House Slippers tour, I gave him a call and I'm just like, what up, Ill? What you up to? He said, I ain't doing nothing. I'm in the studio cooking up. He said, slide through. So I went through there. We kicked it for a little bit. We went downstairs, had a bite, went back up to the studio. I cut a record, which ended up being the first record that we cut for Human. But at that time, we didn't even realize that we were doing an album. We was just vibing. So after I did that, I'm leaving the studio. I'm like, what you doing tomorrow? He's like, I'll be here. You should come through. Came through there. We did the same kind of thing. We did that 11, 12 times and gave y'all Human.
Wow.
And that was just that. It was
Nice.
no big old business plan. No manager to
I
manage
was just
it.
organic with it.
Right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what
It's an
made you
organic
name it
thing.
Human?
Because when we finally realized what we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
that it was an actual album, the question came up, so what are you guys going to call this thing? And I was just like, man, the way this happened was so organic. We need to think of the most human name possible for this album so it don't sound gimmicky or forced. And the word human just stuck.
So what message do you guys want your fan base to get out of this album, Human?
I mean, we just caught a moment. That's all.
Yeah.
We caught a moment. Me and him vibing out. We wanted to get it to y'all in ample time. I think a lot of projects. Once the business becomes involved, the music takes longer to get to the people, and then sometimes you miss that window, and that feeling in that moment. So, like I said, I went to his studio 11, 12 times. There's 11 songs, 10 songs on the album. We got right to it. We just wanted to get it to the people because
Nice.
what we was thinking at that moment is what we wanted to share. You know what I'm saying? So
Nice.
if you listen to the album, it takes you through different moods.
Right. I was about to ask you about
Yeah.
the song Peggy. Like, are you starting controversy? Like, are you coming at people or?
No, I ain't coming at people. I don't come at people because they never gonna come back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it don't make any sense for me to do that kind of stuff. Plus, I've never been a bully. You know what I'm saying? But
Look like a bully in that video. Like
Yeah.
a bully in the video.
I look.
Right.
Nah, I'm not.
That's why we
I'm
make-
not that guy. But nah, Piggy. I was just addressing, the made up, fake, gimmicky, non-real artists To be honest with you, I mean, I'm a fan first. Like I rap, but I was a fan first. I'm still a fan. So when I know it's contrived and forced, I don't really respect it. So, you know, I just wanted to address that because this Human album, what me and iLL wanted to do was knock down that invisible velvet rope between fan and artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Nice.
you know, I just wanted to address the non-real on that Piggy joint.
Yeah, and then also too, just like following the whole Human theme. You know, from the way we cut the record, I mean, it was 12 songs. We made 12 songs, and the album ended up being 11 songs. So it was just, we fell in love with every song we were doing. But then also, too, the rollout, just like Joell said, you know, knocking down the invisible wall and being accessible. So, you know, in the beginning, before we even finished the album, you know, we were already doing campaigns like hanging out with fans. So we would, you know, literally we would put out like my cell phone or like his cell phone number, put it out, and then we would do, you know, like first 10 people to text, get an invite to an undisclosed location in Brooklyn to hang out and have coffee. You know what I mean?
That's
And it was
pretty
literally,
cool.
so it was literally like
That's different right
no
there.
like contest, no flyer, no this, that. It was just, yo, we'll be at, you know, pizzeria in Brooklyn, come through. Okay, and we literally kicked it. So we filmed it, and then we made it into these like, you know, short viral videos. So the whole
nice.
campaign and the whole feel was literally me and Joell creating an album and then getting it directly to the people, but also interacting with the people too. So
Nice. So speaking of this Human album, you say I came up with like 12 songs, right? Like, because you know sometimes people collaborate, they say they made 40 songs.
Yeah.
Is that all true sometimes? So do y'all really be in there brainstorming, or is it like you just master your craft, you stick to what you want to do and you just do it?
I mean, yeah, I've been a part of albums where there was a large amount of songs recorded. It happens like that sometimes. I just think on a Human joint, we was so much in our pocket that everything we recorded mattered. You know, we wasn't looking for
That doesn't happen
a
a lot
sound
sometimes.
or a direction. We just wanted to vibe out. So however that day felt, whatever got cut. Like that, and that's what we wanted to do. You know, it wasn't like, yo, maybe this. I mean, we got 5 joints to sound like this. Maybe we need to do this, and then that end up not working. It was just pretty much us vibing out. You know, he'll have some music up, or he'll be like, yo, I started working on this. What you think? This is tough, and
So y'all had to
and I
been
draw
amped in the
inspiration from
studio.
that, and my pen get going, and then that ends up on there.
Yeah, that must have been some real good studio time, because, you know, that usually happens like rarely. So
Yeah.
shout out to y'all on that one.
Well, the reason a lot of records get cut a lot of the time too is because you get so much beats submitted to an album, and it's just like, oh, whose CDs? Who's this? Where'd this file come from? What folder is this? Oh, let me give it a shot. This is so and so. Let me record over this. Let me record over that. You know, I feel like a lot of music is made to become decor on the back of an album instead of just being an album.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me include this guy because he's hot right now, so ripping one of his beats would make sense. And that's never the reason that music should get recorded in my eyes. It should always be, you know, whatever you feeling that gets your pen going or gets your mind moving. So, you know, I was always the guy that was like, send me the music, don't tell me who produced it. That way I don't favor anybody because they popular.
Also,
That's a good way to go about it.
Also, too, like, I think the timing was perfect for this because when, you know, the phone call happened in March of this year, and just creatively, my creative space in March just so happened to be a similar creative space that Joell was in. So the stuff I was already making was stuff that, you know, he gravitated towards in terms of like beat picking and like what he wants to rap to.
Yeah.
So the timing was everything. I mean, I really don't know what would have happened if that phone call happened, you know, in
April.
November of this year, you know what I mean? Or like last year.
Yeah.
Human may or may not have happened. So like I really believe that like the stars aligned for this project to happen the way it did.
Nice.
I agree
Perfect
with you
timing.
guys. Yeah, I agree with you
Perfect
guys.
timing.
Yeah, as far as timing, it's really
Yeah.
big. Now with the features that you guys have, I know you, out of 11 tracks, you have some features on there.
Yeah.
How did that come about in regards to choosing who you would want to feature on which
Or was y'all
track or
selfish
whatever?
with it?
Yeah.
Like, we should just do us and not even feature
No
nobody.
features.
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't know. To be honest with you, like, I don't think we sat down and had a big.
Yeah, we didn't. we didn't like sit down about it.
It was all organic, like
What's,
you know.
Was it a judging thing though? Like, is he capable of even getting on these tracks? Like,
Nah. This whole album happened with vibe. It was
okay.
all vibe. Like the song "Bad Santa," you know, Jared Evan was in the studio with us. And,
Say
you
like
know,
if Gucci Man came in the studio, like,
huh?
like if Gucci Man came in the studio, what would that?
I don't know why Gucci Man would come to the studio.
Wow. No, I'm just saying, like, if he did, like, what would that, like?
I would say, "What's up?"
Oh, okay.
What
No,
up,
I'm
Gucci?
saying he might be like, yo, let me get on this album. That shit, that fire. Like,
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't really know. Why you asking me about Gucci Man, man?
no, I'm just saying, no, it's a twist though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like it's human. You know.
I mean, I'm a big fan of music. So if the music makes sense, then the music and it
that's
sounds
what I'm
good, then it
saying.
is what it is.
You know what I mean?
Right, so let me ask you this. You said you were a fan of the music. You're lyrical. So who are you a fan of, like, right now with this popcorn
That's a
music?
tough one right there.
boy.
That's a tough one right there.
Like, who can you say
Who you voted
you're
for,
a
Drake
fan
and
of?
Meek Millie?
I like what J. Cole's doing.
Ooh,
Yes.
there we go.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
go-to guy.
I like what Drake is doing too, yo. Keep it 100. I think I'm not one of the guys that dude is nice.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
It is what it
That's
is.
it. Like, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Enough's enough with all the extra
All that
stuff.
extra, yeah.
Yeah, so those are two people that come to mind because I'm just talking about people who stay themselves, do what they do, and are winning doing that. So those are two people that come to mind when I think about, you know, being nice.
Lyrical people. You named lyricist though, J. Cole.
Yeah.
125 grams, you already know.
Yeah. I don't think people give Drake enough credit, man. Like as far as lyrical,
Because he be singing and stuff like that. So
yeah, but that's another
That's
part
a-
of his talent.
right.
Like
yeah.
that's awesome. I like the new joint he got out where he's just, you know, on a cell phone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, just chilling out.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's in his zone. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
like
yeah.
it is what it is. But we've heard him on 5 a.m. in Toronto. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we've heard him
Yeah.
spaz. Like
Word.
he can get there. So you know I respect dudes who could get there and make me go, that was tough.
Yeah.
You know?
But
Make
you,
it-
as an artist, give me one word that describes Joell Ortiz.
Honest. Very, very honest. I don't dress up. When these cameras are on, I'm the same guy when they
not
go
a diva.
off.
When they go off, okay.
That's why my artist name is Joell Ortiz. I didn't think of
Yo, word,
nothing
right?
else.
Like,
Kept it
yo, what
100.
was the feeling like in the studio when you recorded 125 grams?
125 grams. Oh, you talking about my first album?
Yeah, like, because you was pretty much spazzing on that one.
Yeah, 125 grams could come off aggressive and
But it was
angry.
metaphors.
You know what it
so
was? Like around that time, that's when I was just getting started. I was trying to get a record deal, and I couldn't get a record deal. And the reason I couldn't get a record deal was for every other reason outside of music. And it was real, real frustrating. Like I got, he's kind of heavy. You know what I'm saying? Or, he's Puerto Rican. How we gonna market this and all that kind of stuff? Just the wrong thing, the wrong things that a Puerto Rican kid from the block wants to hear. Like, yo, dog, my sneaker box is empty. I'm going hard, fam. I left the other life. I'm chasing this.
Yeah,
Please don't turn me
word.
away because I'm Puerto Rican. Like I'm
Spoke
rapping
about it.
really good. Isn't that what this is about?
Yeah, you spoke about that through
You
his
know what I'm
albums.
saying?
You
So-
It
really
makes you
spoke
go,
about that.
So 125 grams was just like, I'm like, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who the most feared up and coming MC of them all? Like, it was just like me rapping against everybody that didn't see it or didn't want to take a chance or just was turning it away for the wrong reasons.
Nice. No chorus either, so.
What puts you in a place?
Say it again.
What puts you in your place to write all these bars? Like, what inspires you to write all these bars? Like, I've listened to your whole catalog. I became a fan at Bodega
Chronicles,
You know what I'm saying? I just want to know what put you in that place.
It's the same thing that I fell in love with. Like, I started rhyming in ciphers. Like, coming out my project building and rhyming in front of the building with other dudes who rap in ciphers and trying to have the best rhyme there. And then, conquering, the front of my building and then trying to be the best dude in my neighborhood, and then conquering that and getting that respect and then getting on my 10 speed and riding the other neighborhoods like, yo, y'all rap? Who rap? And just, you know, trying to be that guy. Like, I took that same energy into my career. Like, I'm never out of that character. You know, when I hear something, I instantaneously want to be really, really good on it. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I want to have the memorable moment. Like, if it's a collaboration, all right, cool. Like, all right, this dude might be more popular. This dude might have ladies. But I'm going to take it home at the end of the day, like you heard what he said.
Like when you got that call for that Keep It Rockin' with Mano.
Yeah. That was a tough
You know, you
joint.
had to put the poppy on it.
Had to put me on it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo, that's the only way to really be good at what you do, though. Like, you have to consistently, you know, pay attention to what's out there and then compare that to the level of what you're doing. And just tell yourself consistently, am I keeping up or am I better than these guys? I mean, you know, with the producing, it's the same thing. You know, like, you know, I've been doing this 15 years. I've been doing it for a long time.
You have a great resume as well, working with a lot of different artists. Yeah, I
mean, it's really just like, all right, what's out there, and is my creative output competitive enough to you know, go against those guys and what they're doing. So you always have to just be in tune with what's out there and see really if your stuff is good enough. You know what I mean?
I don't want to use the word discriminate, but like, Illmind, do you have certain artists that you probably wouldn't work with? Or I want to say, you don't got to say names and all that, but is it ever that moment where you're like, nah, he's just not the guy for my
you know what?
music?
I'll work with anybody. My whole thing is as long as I'm inspired by your music and we connect on a level enough for me to want to work with you, then I'll work with you.
So Britney Spears has some fire.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
She's no. Britney Spears is a superstar. All she needs is a really good song written, and the right writers, and obviously a producer to make a smash. So she's a superstar. I would definitely work with Britney.
Open to everything. You never know. Sometimes you might turn the tables and make something that people wouldn't even expect.
Exactly. Yep.
You know what I mean?
So what's next up for you, Joell? Are you any tours?
Slaughterhouse, Joell Ortiz.
Tour and stuff
We
like
just
that?
got back from the Human tour. We went out west and came back. It was fantastic, man. The kids came out. They really received this album well. So the shows were really, really
My
good.
favorite is 6'4".
6'4"?
Yeah.
Why?
I like 6'4". It's aggressive. Sometimes I fake it relate. I get in my little mood.
That's one of my favorites too. I like when it's those no-brainers and you just display the talent and just flip the bars and stuff like that. It's kind of one of those just braggadocious joints. I like that one too.
Illmind, what's your favorite track on this album?
Man, it changes every day.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, for real.
Yeah,
like
it's the modes and shit, right? You
might
be in the crazy mode.
I'm still not sick of it because like every time I listen to it, I catch something new that he's talking about.
Yeah.
Right now, for me, at the moment, it's probably the outro. You know, I feel like the outro embodies the entire texture and purpose of the album. So that's my current favorite one, I would say.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, you already know. Joell Ortiz, Illmind in the building. Yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna get into one. We're
We're
gonna get into choose which track you guys would like to hear right
What's
now.
what you think is the street
one?
banger? What's the street
Which
banger
one?
that's just like automatic? Everybody just like, nah, that's
6'4"?
that fire.
Okay, so let's get into that. Without further ado, Joell
Get into that,
Ortiz,
then.
Illmind in the building, DSN Press Day. Let's do it.
Sure.